see them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo.
Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. And tonight, we are also live on Facebook. So if you have the chance of joining me on Facebook, don't worry. Facebook has limited us, so we don't really care, but I do miss you guys, honestly. So if you have the time, go on YouTube, subscribe to Maiyegun's Diary Politico on YouTube. You won't miss anything. So before I get fully into this tonight, if you have read the caption of the broadcast, you probably will start making your own contributions soon. I want you to know this before you settle down into this video broadcast. Maiyegun is not the most brilliant, the smartest, or the fastest thinker that you would ever come across. I don't even come close. But there is something that works for me, and I'm going to share that with you. Maybe if you begin to see things that way too, you will understand why you as a person, you have a role to play in helping dissolving a fake contraption put together. Yes, maybe I have this understanding that we can't all agree on everything. That's so rare. It's a rarity for people to agree on everything. But you can have an idea to try to understand the position of different people in this context. Now, let's use the people. Try to understand them, not when you try to judge them. Because if you're already in the position of judging people, having your own conclusion about people or their intention based on your own understanding, according to many of us, you will never get to understand the problem if you don't know the problem. And you will never know the problem if you don't listen to people's disagreements. That works for me. I have this open mind that, yes, I understand that Nigeria is not working, never worked. So many people, political, religious, traditional, young, old, smart, not so smart, they have all tried to make Nigeria work in their own way. But every trial led to every failure that finally led us to where we are today. But there is something leading to that failure all the time. It is the mentality to think you have the solution. Politicians believe they have the solution. Educated elites believe that they know the problem, so therefore they know the solution. But they all ended up being enmeshed in worst part of it. And then you ask yourself, why are those who probably should know better continue to falter? Why? We have blamed it on corruption, we have blamed it on selfishness, we have blamed it on so many things, but we haven't really tried to understand it. This is something that I tried on my own. And that is why it's so easy for me to talk about the Biafrans, to talk about the Fulanis there, to talk about the Hausas, to talk about the Northerners, because I can talk about a problem and touch the heart of that problem without having to be politically correct. Because what people have been offering to help Nigeria, what they have failed to understand is that you cannot help Nigeria without including and involving those you called Nigerians. You can't speak for them, you can't think for them, you can't reason for them without having to hear from them. This gap, this breach of that communication that can breed true representation, where real conversation is happening, where people are not supposed to be stigmatized, profiled, ostracized as criminals simply because their thought, their wants, or their approach differs to what you think it should be, even though you acknowledge their grievances. Now, let's break it down. I know if you meet an Igbo man, a genuine Igbo man, he's going to tell you, if you ask him to choose between Nigeria and Biafra, genuinely, let him speak his mind. He will tell you he will prefer Nigeria. And you know why I believe that? It's because if Nigeria had allowed conversation, maybe breakup won't be part of the card from the Biafrans. Maybe if they have been listened to, I mean, if no one was listened to, not even Hausa Fulanis, you can believe that. Yeah, they are elite, collaborating with the Yoruba elite, with the Igbo elite, with the Ijaw elite, and every elite from your tribe, from my tribe, and then lead us to where we are today. Maybe breakup may not really be the major card, but remember this: Nigeria avoided having a real and true conversation. It is when you have a real and true conversation that you can genuinely, collectively address that grievances before it becomes a bigger one. They fought war that no one could really define why. They wanted to leave. Nigeria said they shouldn't. Then 5 million people got killed. Then they want to bury the story. Everybody should just move on like that because they don't want to have that conversation. Today, we are now being threatened with the security threat of foreign Fulani armed killers. Not just in the northern Nigeria anymore, now across the country. Okay? Yorubas are being told to be careful. Even Yorubas are telling themselves to be careful of having that conversation that what happened? What really happened? That the government of Nigeria, that the Yorubas are part of, failed to protect the Yorubas who are part of the union, and Yorubas are not allowed to protect themselves by forming their own security outfits independently, but they don't want to have that conversation. Now, we are now having the young Yorubas who are now saying, we would rather be on our own so that we can make decisions on who can walk into Yoruba land with guns, rape our women, destroy our farms, kidnap our women and kidnap our children, force our people into refugee camps in neighboring countries. Now, let's see if that can happen if we have the authority to protect ourselves. That conversation about why is Nigeria not protecting Yoruba land? Why is everyone now saying Yoruba should protect themselves? Is that part of the deal? Now, it's going to get to that stage where Yorubas are also going to generally, collectively say, you know what? Let's break it up. And then what's going to happen? Another war. Or what? The conversation. I believe that by listening to people, we have those who genuinely believe that a revolution will change Nigeria. You can disagree with them. Let me tell you something that so many people don't know. Social media is a life of its own. But when you come onto Maiyegun's diary, like I do say, I don't have all the answers. But I can share what I know. Because most of what I know are things you know. Since you know most of them, maybe we can actually rock minds and agree on some certain things. That is true. If we fail to have a conversation around the national security that is now affecting the entire country, even though the people that are supposed to protect the entire country, they keep telling you that they are doing their best, which you know is a lie, but they don't want to have that conversation about you protecting yourself threat here, threat there, and you can't talk about it. Now, yes, those who are suppressing the voice, those who are trying to criminalize everyone, who is trying to have that conversation, why? There are people who believe that revolution now is the solution. You may disagree with their approach. What they are doing is that they are also disagreeing with the current system, a system that can no longer protect anybody. You need to accept that the system can no longer protect anybody. You need to leave that box where you box yourself, the box of a blame game, where you join in pointing fingers. It's these people's fault. It's that person's fault. No, it's your fault. Why don't you come home and let us do this? Listen, you have to understand what you are into first. Then you can make your own decision. Again, people are going to do what they are going to do. Whatever you tell them, yes, they are going to do what they are going to do. Those who are still going to go out there and campaign for APCP, they are going to do it. Whether you agree with them or not. Unfortunately, those who are going to do that, they are in the majority. Until those of you who disagree with that approach or with that system bring up something, take side. You can take side, but it is not a competition. Your own solution is one way to the solutions that will settle everything. You agree with a breakup, great. Believe in it. But you need to listen to those who believe in revolution too. You know what? By everybody coming to that table, what do you want? We want Biafra. Great. What do you want? We want to do a republic. Oh, we want restructuring. Okay. What do you want? We want one Nigeria where everybody will be together. The only reason why they are avoiding that gathering, genuine one, not the bogus national conference they have been calling, political national conference. I'm not talking about that. Again, let's digress a bit. There is nothing wrong in you disagreeing with people. And there is nothing wrong in people disagreeing in what you believe in. But do you know that if you listen to them, you may actually see through their own mistrust, or let me say distrust or so, something that make them feel like your idea is not good for them. And it is by listening to them that you can then feel like, that's a misconception. That's not true. Listen, my idea of a breakup Nigeria is not that of war or enmity. See, we can have a Biafra. What is the population of Malta? Less than 500,000 people. This is country where people in Nigeria, 200 million, are looking to get visa to go and get educated or for other reasons. And so many other smaller countries. You can have a chat. Don't have a closed mind. Yes, many of you have closed minds. And my own role is not even to judge you. If you have a closed mind, there is nothing I can do. You will still believe in what you will believe in. But what about you give a room for that, what I just told you now? Listen to other people. There are people who say revolution now is the answer. They are challenging a system that you know that a breakup is the best solution. Then you will realize that if people now understand their differences, you who have your own disagreement with Yoruba, you whose own objection to Biafrans and everything Biafra because you're a Yoruba man or a Yoruba woman is because of what they say about Yoruba people. What about you take time and actually have a real conversation? Let that start with us. You know what I'm talking about? Like Maiyegun does. I talk to everybody. Yeah, I talk to everybody. I don't see them with what Nigeria has made you. It is Nigeria that calls you, Ogun State, Abia State, Borno State. You know who you are, the real you. That is something that if a real conversation was had, where all of us, our progenitors, were brought to the table, they probably would never ever envisage a country that they will call one Nigeria. No. That is a lie that only those of you who have had your own closed mind as solutions should also begin to understand the other people and say, well, listen, why do you believe in one Nigeria? Why do you despise, I mean, what do you call it? Why do you hate or dislike the word Biafra? Why do you feel like Oduduwans are incapable of making decisions? What gave you that impression so strong that you are so hard on? You have held on to it so strong, that belief, that it seems that nothing can change it. And since nothing can change it, you don't expect others to take that what you are throwing at them. It's like somebody telling me, Yorubas are just cowards, for example, right? And that same person is telling me, Yorubas need to stand up, they need to man up, they need to be man, and all of this need to stop being slaves. What are you driving at? What is your mind telling you? What is that belief that is so strong that even when you can see through that there are those who also disagree with the system that gave you that belief, but yet you held on to it so strong that nothing else really matters? When you don't have that maturity to know that, yes, there are those who strongly also believe that Biafrans are this and they are that, and it is due to their ignorance. It is only when you start having that chat with yourselves, and now the government that is playing everybody will be able to will be stopped from using the adjective of this foreign Fulani, foreign this, foreign that. And if they now allow that conversation where revolution now says, we want a country whereby devolution of power, and then power will be, devolved to the communities, where the communities will decide how they want to be governed, the type of security they want, the type of doctrine they want to adopt, the type of schools they want to adopt, where everyone is respected and allowed to act, grow, and develop based on their own beliefs. Why not? Now, that is what they don't want to happen. So if the revolution now says they want that, and they want they want a country whereby they don't want one president to decide for the whole country. They want everybody to decide right from the grassroots, to whatever region level you want to call it. And some people say, so what we want is a restructured Nigeria whereby the job people can decide to form their own style of economic development based on their own blessed resources, human and natural. That same thing goes for everybody. Like, imagine that. Then you realize, okay, some people said, no, let's break it up so that we can decide for ourselves. All of these differences, when you look at them very critically, they are all pointing to one thing. Nigeria is not for anybody. Okay? For those who believe it is for them, whatever they believe in, you have to listen to them too. And in the process of listening to them, some of them will have to talk themselves out of relevance. Some would even convert to some of the belief that will actually change everything. But when you say no, yeah, I know, that's the stage we are now. The stage of Maiyegun, forget it. There's no conversation. I know. But do you believe that could be your own one traffic solution that actually fits into the narrative I've been telling you? The one solution or one size fits all solution that you believe in, Baba, let's just break it up. And when they bring you to the table, tell us how to break it up. I'll tell you a few things why I think Nigeria should break up. Some of you will disagree with me. Remember, I said you have every right to disagree. It is normal. But one thing you should pay attention to is this. If you do with an open mind, you are likely not going to disagree with me 100% like you are right now. When I tell you why I think the best thing is for Nigeria to break up. And I can also tell you how I think Nigeria can break up without bloodshed. Yes, you can tell me that is my own theory. Remember, you can disagree with it, but that won't stop you from listening to it. Maybe some few things I'm going to say are actually going to be helpful in your own judgment, in that your one way or one size fits all solution. I believe in Nigeria breakup, but what is the reality? When my own Nigerian passport expires now, I'm going to have to apply for another one. You know why? Not because I don't have the choice to choose another country, but not all of us, not all the 70 million Yorubas can actually switch over and choose another country. But there is something that can make that easier for 60 million Yorubas to switch their country, switch their passport, not like myself. But that is not reality yet, is it? It is not. So I can sit down here and tell you how much I believe genuinely, reasonably, what will work. But that is not the final solution. So I should put myself in the picture too. So if I'm asking you to develop the ability to listen to other people, listen to them even if you disagree with them. Develop that ability, because in the process, they will also develop the ability to listen to you. In the long run, you will realize that all your disagreements are similar. It is your solutions that are different. But when you look critically well, they are also kind of similar. It is the independence of making decisions for yourselves without waiting or hampered by others who have no idea why you want to make that decision. Do you understand that now? So I put myself in that picture too. So when you listen to others, that's where I'm going. When you listen to others, you also learn something why they don't. And these are my own reasons why I believe personally that even those who don't agree with us, that Nigeria should break up, or Nigeria should break up by having a conversation around that. And as a system that has been put in place for so long, a rigged, cruel system, it will take time for you to dismantle it. Dismantling Nigeria starts from at least helping the minds that they have, that they have managed to brainwash, to program, to believe that whether now or later Nigeria will work, even when they know that it won't. Yeah, they will listen to us. They have to criticize our own choice. They have to criticize our own opinions too. Listen. But these are my own reasons. I have told you repeatedly, right? As Nigeria should be from the beginning, even when the colonialists decided to merge all the countries that are now today Nigeria, they didn't meet them as one country. The colonialists. Let's forget about how the tricky and all the manipulation played out then, right? But the fact that is undisputable is that the colonialists who created Nigeria, they did not meet Nigeria as a country. They met what is now called Nigeria as people of different countries. Smaller, bigger, larger urban, rural areas, but they had their own administrative command, including what is now today northern Nigeria. That is historical fact that you, even if you disagree with many things, you won't disagree with. The colonialists did not meet a country called Nigeria. There was no country called Nigeria. Even when they came in parts. And in 1914, when they decided to link the two territories, right, together, they didn't call them countries. I mean, they didn't call them one country. They linked up the two territories. And this Nigeria is not two territories. Nigeria is a territory of over 200 people, 200 tribes. This is what the creation merged in 1914. So if you are now called a Nigerian, even though your ancestors, your progenitors, your forebearers, they were never Nigerians, okay? It's a creation, an economic, commercial, exploitative creation. That is historical fact. And then, over time, when they finally brought in the locals, the people from these parts together, yeah, they didn't bring them together as one country as such. What did they do? They allowed them to choose what they wanted. And by creating God knows how many regions then, but 3 was very, very, very much physical, which is historically the northern, eastern, northern, eastern, and western Nigeria. That too should tell you there was no plan for a one united Nigeria. The unity there that they tried to create back then was, the mutual respect for those who agreed to continue together as one Nigeria. It wasn't one Nigeria as such. It was meant to be part or a partnership. That came to an end in 1966, okay? And this fraudulent one Nigeria is now what is pushing everybody back to where it all started from, where there was no Nigeria. Okay? And today's Nigeria, which has now become the ghost land, a country that kill our own citizens. Please don't ignore that. A country that kill our own citizens, sacrifice our own citizens, and compensate terrorists in the bare public where they are no longer ashamed of it. A country where the one Nigeria arrangement that nobody really agreed to, being guided, supervised, and, as it is, by the fake 1999 constitution that nobody agreed to. So whatever you work with that, it's never going to be in the interest of the people you are representing. So what is that? Chaos. A country that has come boldly to say, accept terrorists, even when they didn't want to call them terrorists. They call them bandits. Who are the bandits killing? They are killing those who are supposed to be Nigerians. Now, a government that has come out to publicly admit their own failure by saying those who are killing Nigerians are foreign bandits. That is an admission of a failed country. So if the idea of bringing one Nigeria together was to protect everybody, that idea has failed. Now, who told you that we shouldn't be having a conversation around that now? Who told you that you have to sit back and pray about it? It's good enough that you are praying. But I'm telling you, you will agree with me, prayer is not enough.
Still them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo.
Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo.